Hey everybody, Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Good evening to you. Start getting used to this. Now that hurricane season is gone, we're going back to our old schedule of one every morning and one every evening, mostly for tomorrow's weather. But now we have tornadoes and other storms that we need to worry about. This is a tornado. I just want to show it to you. It is expiring now, so that's a good thing, even though y'all did have problems. This tornado is actually expired, and this is all the way at 4 o'clock, so it'll take a while to upload, so this will already be passed. But if you hear about this, this is in Mobile, next to Mobile. This tornado has expired, and there's no need for warning for that. And this is where we're at with this storm right now. I'm going to press play so you can see as the storm goes, because as we go by the East Coast, there's going to be more problems for more tornadoes as well. This is at 7 o'clock tonight. You can see when it gets right past 7, now look down here by the tornado warning, you'll see that these bands have passed by. So there won't be no more chance for rough weather for you. But these bands now are moving to the east over Florida, so be aware. They're going to move all the way down Florida. But as this system moves through tonight into tomorrow morning, it's going to bring a lot of damage and winds possibilities and more tornadoes that we need to watch for. Because I do show there is a lot of capabilities for these tornadoes to cause problems. You can see that the winds is already bowing out the storms. You can see the bow in it right there. So we have anywhere from 40 to 60 miles per hour winds along the East Coast. I will show you that as well. And you can see a precipitation change also because of the temperature. And I think that we're going to be in a big dive as far as what's going to be happening with the temperature soon. I'll show you that as well. But that's a big bow in that storm. That's a lot of wind pushing that. So it could be some damaging force behind that. Look how it just pushes it so hard, it just bows it out. And then that's all gone. The system's still spinning over here. This is why the heaviest snowfall I'll show you also is going to be around the Great Lakes. Everybody knows that they get a lot of snow anyway from lake effect snow, but this one's mostly going to be because of the twist of the storm. You see it does twist right over them, and they will get the heaviest of the storm, the snow. But now I'm showing not only are we going to have a second one that's going to be coming and hitting the Northeast as well, that there is a third one actually coming that's going to be shooting south. We are going to be in a negative pattern for a while. That means that instead of going straight across in a positive pattern, it's actually going to loop like this. That's a negative pattern. Now, when the negative pattern comes, we have a big chance for the weather period, not just the temperatures, to come south and follow those streams way deep south into the states. And I'm showing that we're going to have a pattern that's going to be from the northwest down to the southeast, and it's going to bring some more snowfall to the south. And it won't be heavy at times, but maybe this could be a reoccurring pattern where it could stay, and it could be a second one or another one comes after that and drop even heavier snow. That'd be nice for the south to actually get some snow for once. There's the bow. You can see it bowing all the way out, and this is at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. It'll be hitting New York City, it'll be hitting Pennsylvania, Vermont, everywhere in the Northeast, all the way up to Maine. And as this system spins and does its rotation, these rain bands is going to be hitting all over Maine, getting you all the severe weather. And we're talking for hours if you look up here on the top left. And you see this spin and the rotation is doing. But thankfully, it's moving eastward as it does that. So it moves these bands eventually over water. And it stops coming over y'all. See how it just starts going over the water sooner or later so you don't get all this as well. Because that's a lot of water. Now let me show you what I have so we can take a look and see exactly what's going on, because I have some things I found. Now if we look at the EPS model and see exactly what the total inches will be for what we're going to get. And then in the next 10 days, you can see how strong the snow is. A lot of this is from both of the storms that's going to be coming. That bright pink, that's pretty high. That's almost 20 inches. That's probably 20 to 22 inches. Very bright pink right there. And then you see the lowest it makes it is right on the border of Tennessee and North Carolina, with not a lot of snow in the Northeast. And then you got the central and the Northwest. Now the Northwest is about to be cranking out. All the snow you see coming in is going to be coming over here into the Northeast. That's going to be the pattern that we're going to be in. And 5 days after that, that second storm went by, and that's what gave it heavy snowfall right here, all that bright pink. And then it went by to the Northeast, and it sprayed more snowfall real heavy into the north. Let's see, New York. We also got over here in Maine. We got some in Vermont. But we're talking 20 inches also in some spots, but mostly about 13 to 15 inches of snowfall in most spots of New York, I mean, even on the west. But it's right when it starts melting. I'll show you that also. Now, as the snow starts going away, you see that the next system, the next air and such is all moving in, and it's bringing precipitation with it, and it moves across the central U.S., starts dropping some snowfall. And then as it gets across, it starts going to the same pattern. It hits Illinois, it hits all the way New York again. It's just, that seems to be the pattern that it's in. And then as it comes over, you'll see that it goes even higher in New York. So that's very high. But then we get a negative pattern where it shoots up and down, and it shoots straight across. And it shoots to the southeast. And you get some snowfall even in the south. Is that all of them, I believe? Yes. So that's all the way to 45 days. And you'll see that it does come beforehand. So South Carolina, you will be seeing snow soon. Northern Georgia. And this is right around, right after Christmas time, guys. And that's the snowfall could reach down south. Now that dark gray you're looking at right there, it's almost 2 inches. It's not a lot, but it won't be much for that to change a little bit more. And if we are in cold temperatures also with this, which I'm showing we will be, that won't be going nowhere. So that'd be a good thing. It won't be melting on the way down. Now, if you look at the East Coast just to see the snow depth of what's going on, so you can see the movement of the snow. I'm going to show you this. It's for kind of a reason what happens later. I got a little bit more in depth of detail of how much snow this is for these people getting this snow. That's going to be later. Right now, I'm just trying to prove a point. And then the snow starts melting, and then we get the second shot of snow. That's what that little baby was. It gets you some snow. It brightens up. Then after this, it starts getting into the real deep negative pattern where it goes towards the southeast. And this is where snow starts shooting that way. You see it coming in. You can't follow it quite all the way to where all the blue is, but you can see how widespread it is. It's all the way across, even into Texas. Now, when we look into the northeast to see exactly what's going on with the snowfall event you're about to have, this is 72 hours away. That looks like the most of it. And you can see that you have Pennsylvania is getting anywhere from 3 to 6 inches, which is high 6 inches. And then with the purple, this is going from 6 to 8 inches, with that pink being in the teens, actually. That's what the purple is going to be. But when you go into Indiana, you're going to be seeing some snowfall, but not heavy snowfall. That's into the almost 2 inches with the dark gray, and then half an inch to an inch in the rest of it. But in Ohio, you're going to be seeing some inches, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches in all this blue, but that purple starts signifying 6 inches plus. So that's where your heaviness also will be. But as you go through that system and it moves to the northeast, it starts melting. And then the second one comes. And you can see where that one's going to hit. It's round about the same areas, except real heavy in New York and Vermont. But it still hits West Virginia, still hits Pennsylvania. And then that southern one comes in, where we get on the big negative phase. And it shoots way across. Man, can you imagine if we would have got all that? But it shoots way across down south. And you can see the south push, but you can't quite make out the heavy spots as far as what's going to happen with it. So if we go through New York, we'll see in the next 5 days, this is going to be your snowfall. The heaviest right here is 20 inches in the pink. And then the purple is 7 to 9 inches. The blue is 2 to 5. A lot of 5 in there, a lot of darkness. That's real good. But you see the purple always also leads down here. So let's go look at the other states in a sec. Now I wanted to show you all this. This is our North Atlantic oscillation again, and if you can see that it does get on a negative phase. This is where it starts dipping real south, far south to the U.S., and it brings that cold polar air with it. And then we get on another negative phase. So this is when we're about to come on. This is a smaller one. Then we're about to have a bigger one, which there will be a little bit of a warm up for south after that. Then there'll be another warm up for the south. I say south because this means that it's pretty much the weather straight across. It's not doing that dip. And then we're going to get another dip around the 7th. So this is going to be a reoccurring event. So I think it's something we need to get used to. Also, I believe this one was the GFS. Yes, the GFS shows the same thing, except the GFS shows the one we're doing now. Then the next one is also confirming that it's going to be even bigger or colder. And then it's showing that it don't even get the warm phase. GFS is showing that it just goes straight down to, this is our negative pattern that we're going to be in. And it goes all the way down to a -2. So that could go way past Florida with the temperatures, because this one we're doing now is going to bring cold temperatures, but the one in a few days is definitely going to bring 40s to Florida. I'll show you that in the morning. But this one gets even worse. This one goes further south. I mean, this might actually affect Bahamas, believe it or not. But then we will be on somewhat of a warm-up, and it will continue to where it's just in the positive phase, so the south will stay warm again, and all this weather and snow won't be affecting y'all for the winter. Bad news is, if you look at the 46 days, you see the dip that we're in, and then we're about to be in an even bigger dip. But at the same time, if you look on the bottom, you got the dates. I'm showing that is the last time we get polar air, guys, all the way until January. So you're not going to have a white Christmas in the south. That's pretty much what that confirms. There's not going to be a negative phase where it can come down south. You need that negative phase. Now, southeast for this weather that's happening, like I said in the beginning, where there is a chance for tornadoes. That's what STP is, significant tornado perimeters. And if you can see, throughout the evening, we're going to have it get a little bit worse and stronger. It's kind of like the capable it's like the Cape that y'all watch to see about the available energy. And then you'll see that it goes all the way to the East Coast. This is until tomorrow morning. Then it kind of whimpers down from what it did from Louisiana over. But then it starts picking up in the Northeast. I'm sorry, the East Coast and the Northeast, and it goes from South Carolina, North Carolina, and that's a big chance for tornadoes in this system. I mean, it's bringing winds, it's bringing some heavy rains, and it looks like it's got enough capable energy to actually have tornadoes reach out. That's what you see in that blue. That's what you're looking at. That blue is a perfect time for any tornado to pop off. It has all the velocity potential that it needs. It has the moisture for sure. You can see it down here on the bottom. I was checking to see what was going on towards New Jersey. I want to see how far this possibility went. It looks like it fans off pretty good, but it gets strong. It does have some good chance for tornadoes all the way through until it goes away by Pennsylvania. Now, if we look at the 10-meter winds, so you can see what's going on with this wind event. This yellow right here, this is what's going to be moving with these storms. You can see it best. It starts right there. But if you look on the right, that is 35 to 46 for the dark orange. And that's knots. And then it's anywhere from 54 in the red. Now, I'm not showing that red gets on land, but I am showing it gets closer to the edge. See that? And all that orange and yellow, that's anywhere from 40 to 60 miles per hour winds that's going to be going up with the storm as it comes across the Northeast. But none of the red looks like it gets on. It does look like Boston. It looks like Boston may have a problem. It looks like it tries to get in the area pretty tough. And at the same time, while it's up here, they're still getting 40 to 55 miles per hour winds down here. So this is going to be a crazy little storm. Now, when you go all the way to the northeast to see who gets what, you can see on the right that the 46 is the dark, and that's knots. So to make it miles per hour, you divide it by 6 and add that number to it. That's 7. So that's 54 miles per hour. That's anywhere from 50 to 55 of these winds moving through. And every time I move this weather, it is 3 hours. So you get 3 hours of that heavy winds, heavy damage. It's a lot of wind. And that's 10-meter wind. That's on the ground. Now here it is for South Carolina. The green is just 30 miles per hour winds. But then this area comes through. It looks like it goes through right across Columbia. But it looks like you get almost up to 50 knots. That's a pretty good shade of orange. Probably it looks like 42. We'll say that, but that's still 50 miles per hour winds coming across, and that's going to be going on for 6 hours or more. And it gets real heavy. It gets real worse. as it goes through. This is in 24 hours right now. This is how bad these winds are going to pass through for you. But it'll go away. Go down and back to normal. In no time, it'll just be a minute of these winds going right across you. North Carolina, it's going to come up to you also when it passes through. It's going to go by South Carolina and North Carolina. But when it gets by North Carolina, it's going to get worse. It gets a little stronger to 50 miles per hour winds as it goes off. But you see that the part that hits all the major winds. So be careful, especially on the coast. Now, New Jersey, here's the winds that's coming out of there because it does head your way before it heads out. And you see these pocket of winds. That's going to be a problem with tornadoes. I can tell you that now. And as it comes across, the red don't get on land really good. That's where you get to the hurricane force winds. But it will be 60 miles per hour winds as it comes by. So be aware, please. There could be some power outages coming with this for sure. Now here's a big look so I can show you what's going on with the storms. You can see how they move through. And this is all heavy winds. Okay, you see up here where it says 82 knot winds. That's just craziness up here. But you can see the color palette on the right. It's 46 knots, which is 50 miles an hour. As it moves through, then it gets worse. Okay. But this red that you're seeing, this is not 70 knots. This is only it's 850 millibar winds. This is 5,000 feet up. This is not ground level no more. This is just showing you the pattern of this weather. You can see how it's going all the way north, all the way south. That's a negative pattern. And then as it comes through, we have the second system that's going to go through. But after that, you can see that these winds starts moving in from the northwest down to the southeast. And it moves real deep over Florida. You see that? It even goes past it, almost to the Bahamas before its turn. So the next storm goes really south after that. And it really brings bad weather to the southeast. I mean, it could bring some snow if the temperatures are right also, but it brings really bad weather straight to the southeast. It's just a pattern that we get in. So it does confirm that we get a deeper negative phase after the next one, and it don't warm up, bringing those storms for sure. I hope that video have helped everyone, whoever was looking for any more information on this snow. If you haven't been here before, hit the subscribe button. God bless you. Thank you for visiting. We do one every morning. And matter of fact, we're following a read in the morning, trying to keep up because a lot of people get busy. Keep the Lord in everybody's life every morning. And we're on Matthew in the mornings. But I don't want to mess up that reading because a lot of people are busy, especially going into this next holiday season. So I didn't want to miss out on the following. So this evening, I'm going to do Psalm 30. I will extol thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up and hast not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endureth but a moment, and his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And in the prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by thy favor thou hast made my mountains to stand strong. Thou didst hide thy face, and I was troubled. I cried to thee, O Lord, and unto the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare thy truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me. Lord, be thou my helper. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee, and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks unto thee forever. Amen. God bless you all. I hope you all have a great night tonight. And happy holidays to you. All glory does go to God. Amen.